The New Orleans Pelicans are off to the rockiest start imaginable, sitting at 0 wins as November hits, and their biggest star just turned a routine play into the team's latest catastrophe. Zion Williamson, the human highlight reel who's supposed to carry this franchise, crumpled with a hamstring strain during a blowout loss to the Utah Jazz. It's not just an injury, it's the cherry on top of a Sunday made entirely of bad decisions, blown leads, and excuses. This squad is 0-4, folks, and it's starting to feel like they're auditioning for a comedy special rather than a playoff spot. Let's talk about Zion first, because oh boy, does this guy deserve a slow clap. The man spent his entire offseason preaching about transformation, dropping pounds like they were hot potatoes, hitting the gym harder than ever, and promising the world that this would be his lean, mean MVP machine. Even showed up to camp looking like he finally figured out salads aren't the enemy. Fans were hyped. The Pelicans were hyped. And for what? To watch him pull up lame on a hamstring after barely breaking a sweat in 4 games. All that weight loss, all those burpees and protein shakes, and it amounts to jack squat. Zion's out indefinitely now, probably ice-packed on a couch somewhere, scrolling through memes about his fragility while the team he was supposed to anchor sinks deeper into the swamp. Bro, if you're gonna bulk up just to break down, maybe stick to the dunk contests and leave the heavy lifting to someone who doesn't treat their body like a rental car. And the Pelicans, what a glorious dumpster fire. They've got talent dripping from every roster spot. Trey Murphy raining threes, Herb Jones locking down wings like a human vice grip, but somehow they can't close a game if you spotted them a 20-point lead in a tailwind. Losses to the Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets, and now Jazz, each one uglier than the last, with defensive lapses that make you wonder if they're playing with one eye closed. This isn't a slump, it's a full-on identity crisis. 0 wins in 4 tries, and the vibes are so toxic you can smell the desperation from Baton Rouge. How do you squander a roster this stack? By playing like you're allergic to victory, that's how. Look, it's time to face facts. This experiment has run its course. Trade Zion, package him up with whatever sweeteners it takes, maybe throw in a future pick or 2, and ship him to a contender that can actually use his 20 games a season without imploding. Dallas, Milwaukee, hell, even the Knicks could turn him into a 6th man who doesn't vanish in May. The Pelicans need a full reset, not another bandage on a bullet wound. And don't get me started on Willie Green. The head coach has been at the helm since 2021, watching this team tease greatness then trip over its own feet year after year. His rotations are a roulette wheel. His adjustments slower than traffic on Bourbon Street, and his excuses, legendary. Injuries, sure, but every team deals with those. Willie's the guy who can't scheme around them. Fire him yesterday. Bring in someone with fire in their veins, someone who'll drill accountability into these guys instead of letting them float through another wait till next year's snooze fest. The blame pie is big enough for everyone to grab a slice. But let's carve it up, roast style, and shine a spotlight on Joe Dumars, the executive whose fingerprints are all over this mess. Joe Dumars, the 2-time champ as a player, the exec who built a 2004 Pistons dynasty, and now the executive vice president of basketball operations for the Pelicans, hired in April 2025 to right the ship after David Griffin's firing. Louisiana native, Hall of Famer, NBA's golden boy, on paper he was the savior. But 6 months in, this 0-6 dumpster fire smells like executive malpractice. Dumars greenlit the offseason shakeup, trading C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk for Poole's solid scorer. But a ball stopper in crunch time and Sadiq Bey still rehabbing an ACL, drafting Fears and Derek Queen while coughing up future picks, and doubling down on the Zion experiment without a plan B. What a joke of a season. If you're tuned and this is your wake-up call, the Pelicans aren't rebuilding, they're self-destructing. Zion's down, the wins are MIA, and the clock's ticking on a season that's already DOA. Drop your hottest takes below. What's the trade return for Zion you'd pull the trigger on? Smash that like button if you're ready for the Pelicans to actually compete, and subscribe for more unfiltered sports roasts. Until next time, stay athletic, stay vengeful. Peace.